everyone, welcome. So today I'm going to be doing a review and also a demo on the new BH Cosmetics Marble Luxe 10-piece brush set. This is the newest brush set that BH Cosmetics recently came out with. It is very luxurious, if I say so myself. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys a demo and also give you guys a review on this brush set. If you would like to know my thoughts on this brush set, also see them in action, just keep on watching. But please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. So let's just jump right in. Again, BH Cosmetics came out with their newest brush set here. Again, it's the Marble Luxe brush set, and this is how the box came. It's really, I felt like this box was really luxurious even though it's just cardboard, but it does kind of have like marble printing. If you guys can tell, it's kind of blending into my background, but there is marble printing on the sides here, and in the back you do get a description on this brush set. So this brush set does retail for $38. This is the priciest brush set that BH Cosmetics has on their site. I just checked and I was actually surprised on how pricey these brushes were when I saw they were going to launch. These brushes are cruelty free and they are also synthetic bristles. So it says, add an elegant touch to your vanity with our Marble Luxe 10-piece brush set, a collection of decadent face and eye brushes that offer perfect application, seamless coverage, and flawless definition. Each brush features a rose gold, for real? But this marbleized handle and silky soft two-tone synthetic bristles for an ultimate indulgent occasion. And honestly, before I started using these and I was feeling them, they are so soft. I can't believe how soft they are, and they are synthetic brushes as well. It's crazy how soft these brushes are. I was really impressed. So with this brush set, you do get a jumbo face brush, a tapered powder brush, a deluxe buffer brush, a domed detailer brush, dual fiber highlighting brush, a multitasking face brush, a diffusing eye brush, a classic eye blending brush, a tapered blending brush, and lastly you get an eye shading brush. So that's what you get in this brush set. So I want to start off with each brush and insert like a demo and let you guys know what my thoughts were on these brushes. So the first one is the Jumbo Face brush, and I actually use this brush to set all my face. I really liked how soft this brush was. The only thing that was kind of iffy was that I feel like this brush is like too tapered for actual like applying your powder, like your loose powder. I just feel like it's too tapered. I don't know, I did like it, but I just felt like it was too big and kind of like a little bit flimsy as well. I don't know, I just feel like it needed to be more, not so tapered, but overall it was a pretty good brush. I don't have any of these brushes in my collection of like how big this brush is. Actually I do, but it's not as dense as this brush is. So yeah, I did like this brush. So the next brush is the number 2 brush, which is the tapered powder brush. I actually used this to contour the face. I found this brush being tapered that it would be perfect to contour the hollow points of my cheeks and also kind of bronze up my face while tilting the brush kind of on the side there. And then I also did use this brush for applying my blush as well. I like this brush better for applying my blush than applying my contour, because I'm not really into like precise contouring and stuff like that, but I really liked to apply the blush just because like on the side of the brush it kind of touched your face, but then like with the tapered edge it kind of like blended it back. I also wanted to mention for the number 2 brush, this is good if you like to bake your contour. This is really good to kind of get rid of any excess powder when you do apply powder down here. I don't do that, but I thought it just reminded me of people that would really like this brush to kind of get rid of the excess powder that you apply down here. So the number 3 brush is the Deluxe Buffer brush. Of course, I use this for foundation. I have no blending brushes, no foundation brushes like this at all. This reminds me of a brush that Morphe brushes actually came out with not too long ago. I did like this brush actually. It actually blended out my foundation really nicely. The only thing that I found about this brush was that I couldn't really stamp the foundation to blend it out because I felt like it kind of left the little circles of the brush on the face, so you kind of need to tap and like sweep your brush outwards to blend out the liquid foundation. I just felt that it left like streaks on my face, so you kind of have to tap and drag, not go like this. You need to tap and go like this. This brush was good. I did like this brush. So the number 4 brush is a domed detailer brush, and I actually used this to blend out my concealer. As you guys can see, this is a BH Cosmetics from the Rose Quartz collection. This is the type of brush that I like to blend out my concealer, and as you can see, they're pretty much the same, just a bigger version of it. I did use this brush to blend out my concealer. I did find that this brush was a little too big to blend out my concealer. I do want to mention that concealer did come down a little bit too far, so I wouldn't really recommend you guys using this to blend out your concealer, but I would actually use this to apply powder under the eye area as well. So number 5 is the dual fiber highlighting brush, and this brush was good. I did use this to apply my highlighter, and it did the job. I think I felt like it was a little too dense for that, but it did the job again. It did apply it and also blend it out really well. So this is a nice brush. I did like it for highlighting. Now, I don't think it would be my go-to for highlighting, but it did do the job for that. I also felt like this would be good to blend out concealer again. So this is probably better to blend out concealer than this brush was. So the number 6 brush is the Multitasking face brush. I actually use this to set my under eye area. It's like the perfect size to really pack on that under eye setting powder to set your concealer. I really liked this brush, and again, I would use this to blend out my concealer as well. It's just really nice and precise, and again, it's pretty much similar to the same size of this brush that I like to blend out my concealer with. It's just more rounded than having a flat top. I feel like you could also use this to set like your eyeshadow primer and stuff like that as well. It's not too big and it's not too small, so this was a good brush as well. So number 7 is the Diffusing eye brush, and this is what that one looks like. I find that this is pretty similar to this other BH Cosmetics brush that I really like. This is in the Essential Eye Brush set. This is like my go-to applying eyeshadow in my crease. It just really diffuses everything, and I really like how fluffy it is as well. As you can see, I feel like it's pretty much the same brush. So this brush, I actually used it to set my concealer that I had applied onto my eyelid, so I would use this brush to set my eyeshadow primer. But I do want to mention what I did do with this brush was swirl it on the back of my hand to kind of fluff it up. I just feel like it was a little too hard for my liking, and after doing that, I found that it was a little more softer on the eyes, and it just fluffed up a little more, and it was better for applying my crease shade. So the number 8 brush is the Classic Eye Blending Brush, and I use this to smoke out my outer corners. I felt like this was good. It's not as big as fluffy brushes that I like to use for outer corners. As you can see here, it's smaller, but not super smaller. I just found like they're new, so they're kind of like still kind of a little stiff, so with time, hoping when I wash them and then with time keep on using them, they'll fluff up a little more. So I did use this one to darken my outer corners, and I did like that it was kind of pinched a little bit, so it really gives you that really nice smoky outer corner. So I did like this brush. I wish it was a little more fluffier and it had a little more bristles, but overall it did the job and it did smoke out my outer corners. So number 9 is the Tapered Blending Brush. So this is a mini version of the number 7 brush. It's pretty much the same thing, it's just a smaller version of it. These kinds of brushes are actually good for really applying precise crease shades, and also if you have smaller eyelids, this size of brush is really good for your eyelids. But it did apply my eyeshadow more precisely into my crease, and I did like this brush. I don't have very many of these brushes in my collection, so I did like this brush and I feel like it did the job as well. And the last brush is the number 10 brush, which is the eye shading brush, and again, it's just a flat shader brush. I use this to apply shadow onto my lids, and I feel like this brush has like enough bristles, and also like, because there's some flat shader brush that are kind of soft, but this one has like a little stiffness to it, so I feel like it would be perfect to like cut your crease and stuff like that when you do like half cut creases or even like full cut crease looks. I really like this brush. I like how like kind of, I don't know if stiff is the word, but I like how, I guess, stiff it is, that it's not like loose flat brush like this one is, because this one's more like flimsy compared to this one. I just really like these kinds of brushes again. So it did the job. It grabbed the color, applied it really well. I feel like I had no issues using this brush. I also wanted to mention before I forget that these brushes do have some weight to them, which I was kind of nervous about. I'm like, I'm gonna pay $38 and hoping these brushes have some weight to them. I bought the unicorn one. It has like white handles, and then you got it came with that like a mermaid makeup bag. I felt like the brushes were kind of cheap because they didn't have any weight to them. These new marble brushes have the same weight like these rose quartz brushes, so I was very happy to find out that these had some weight to them. So overall, do I recommend these brushes? I definitely recommend these brushes. Do I recommend them for the full price of $38? I feel like they are worth it, but BH Cosmetics always has sales, and these brushes right now, as I'm filming this video, they're $19, but I have seen these brushes for $10, and these are pretty much the same weight. They look the same. It's just like a rose quartz brushes. You get different types of brushes, but I feel like these are really comparable. So I feel like you should wait and save some money and buy these when they go on sale. BH Cosmetics always launches stuff like at the highest price possible, and then like 2 weeks later they always have a sale. So I'm pretty sure you will get these at least 20% off in a couple of weeks, and then if you wait even more, like a few months, I'm sure you can get these brushes for at least $20. I was gonna wait to buy them because I knew they would eventually go down in price, but I'm doing it for the tube, you guys. I paid the $38 for these brushes, and I'm pretty content with them. If I had to go back and repurchase these brushes, I would definitely wait until there was a sale, so I don't pay full price for these brushes. I feel like $38 is kind of a lot for BH Cosmetics. They're really beautiful. Again, you get the beautiful marble packaging, rose gold up here, and then these beautiful soft brushes. I would recommend these brushes, but I would recommend you guys waiting and saving a little bit to pick these up. So those were my thoughts and opinions on this brush set. I hope you guys enjoyed my review, and also including my demo on these brushes. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you have not done so already, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!